Good morning and welcome to week 6 of trauma and its impact on child development. I apologize if you hear some noise in the background. My dog was whining that he couldn't be in here, and now he's whining that he is in here. So, fun morning. This week will be, week 5 review. It was a good look at the executive function, working definition, and a deeper understanding. It's a good thing that these skills for children are learned and taught. So there's some hope in that. What we have when we first meet students in the classroom isn't necessarily what we'll have by the end of the year. So remember that they can be taught and those skills can be learned. This is a foundational piece of trauma-informed educational spaces. So keep all of this learning in mind, moving forward into other classes as we are getting very close to the end of the semester. We're going to start moving away from knowing the specifics of ACEs and towards learning how to address the impact that ACEs have. For one moment, I'm going to let him out. All right, so our theme for this week is childhood trauma and its impact on the brain and nervous system. Your weekly activities are to watch this video, complete the discussion board activities, which there are 2, sequence of engagement and nervous system response, and complete and submit assignment 3, which is the week 6 assignment. And just a quick reminder, remember to complete the APA and plagiarism modules. If you have forgotten where those are, first of all, this is the course readings for this week. So it's 4 PDFs and 2 videos. Ethics and plagiarism, APA learning modules. Do all of those. We're going to do the APA ones and the quizzes. I believe that the first thing is just a blank document. Click on the second one and you'll have some actual content to click on. So remember to do those. They need to be completed by the end of the course. All right. Week 6, we got Dr. Perry's neurosequential model, the intersection with Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We will find in those PDFs some great visuals, which will be reminders that you could set aside for yourself for later. Awareness leads to growth, name it to tame it. Sensation, feeling, visible behavior. Those are great discussions to have with students too. What is driving the behavior and how does it feel to the individual? Those are very important concepts to keep in the forefront in the classroom. So those are what the readings will cover this week. Thoughts and ideas from this week. First of all, I have gone back and looked at the template that they gave us to work off of, and we're going to make some corrections to it. So I'm going to walk you through how to do that. If you're not using the template, this should allow you to make your own. So I very much recommend that you do that because you can use the same template for every course and just update this section right here. So first of all, first thing that's wrong in this thing is that this shouldn't be there for starters, but these aren't actual page numbers. I don't know how they got entered like this, but they are like the text box. So we're going to delete that. The other thing that we need to do to not have the running head here is click this different first page button. So then we want to left align, and you're going to put in title of your paper. That is your running head. You don't need the words running head in your running head. And then we're going to insert page numbers. Top of the page on the right side. Because it got rid of the other thing too. 1 second. It should have a different first page. We're going to go back to page number, and we're going to format them to not start at the previous section, to start at 0. So that way, that one will be 0, that one will be 1. Notice that it doesn't actually show up on the first page, which is a good thing. So going back over here, we should be able to put in your title. And there you go. As you see, there's nothing on the title page except for this stuff. And then we got your running header, page number, and those should continue throughout the rest of the paper. If you want, I can send you this. Just go ahead and email me and I can do that. I'm not going to save it because I'm going to also show the other course how to make this. So I will save it as something else. Oh, that might have been an old condition. Back to the content. Just a quick reminder, all discussion boards should include a citation of some form unless it is explicitly stated in the prompt not to do so. Generally speaking, for most courses, the only discussion boards that don't require citations are the instructor remarks, which never require one, almost never, and maybe the first 1 or 2 weeks. After that, almost all discussion boards will always require a citation. If you're going back and doing some of your late work, please email me when it's completed and state exactly what you finished. That way I can go back and regrade it. Otherwise, I don't have any way to know that you've turned it in. And then I want to give you a quick glance at the final assignment. So for week 8, this is going to be due Monday the 23rd. Note the date. So week 7 finishes on the 21st. Week 8 ends the 25th. The assignment's due the 23rd. There are no discussion boards week 8. It's your only assignment for week 8. This is your student choice. You're going to either do a paper or some type of visual presentation. If you do a visual presentation, it needs to include audio and visual. So what you're going to do is summarize child trauma, what it is, and identifying factors. Identify and analyze the impact of the following norms and policies on student academic learning and educational setting: cultural norms, societal norms, family system norms, and education law. So you could do FERPA, HIPAA, IDEA, how those data privacy ones impact things, and then how to IDEA. If you want to go farther back, you could do No Child Left Behind. How do they impact student academic learning? Note, you must address all 4 topics. So I very much recommend having a level 1 heading for each of these, or having them split out under their own headings, but each one should be addressed at length, not just a sentence each. So that is your final assignment. So that's kind of the big one for the whole course. This week, you're going to be turning in assignment 3, which is ACEs, education, accountability, and responsibility. You're going to identify 3 strategies that enable educators to address the impact of ACEs present in the current classroom or educational space. So this is specific to your setting. What does research suggest are effective practices to support successful learning for students who have experienced ACEs? I will note, if you're not in a classroom right now, email me about the setting that you would like to use. You're going to address school as a pivotal point in student life. What should schools and professional educators do to ensure successful learning opportunities for all students? Identify education, accountability, and responsibilities of varying levels of a school system/district. For example, the responsibilities of school boards are different than that of classroom teachers or social workers, counselors, assessment personnel, etc. So identify the varying accountability and responsibilities of the different levels. This should be third person. Some of you have reached out to me about how do I, say this is my setting. One example would be to say the classroom being studied is a 4th grade rural school classroom. Instead of saying my class is, the classroom understudy is a great way to change that to third person. 2 to 3 pages of written content, including an intro and a conclusion. Make sure to check the syllabus if you have extra questions. As always, please be in touch. You can reach me at my email, and I will try to respond within 24 hours. Have a great week.